Hey everyone, welcome to the KE Report and a company update from Aztec Minerals, chatting with Simon Dyakowski, the president and CEO of Aztec. We are going to be recapping the most recent news release from July 17th, just yesterday, discussing the first 7 holes of the current program at the Tombstone Project, as well as the company increasing its ownership in this Tombstone Project now to 85%. This Tombstone Project located in Arizona. Now, Simon, just a quick overview in terms of these holes that are completed. 7 holes totaling little over 1,200 meters. Take us through, please, the location of these holes within this project. Any other details you can share with us on these holes?
Yeah, Corey, thanks for having me on. We had the update out with obviously the drill update with 7 holes completed and shipped to the lab. So these holes are in the southern extension target of the property. So this is along the north-south trending contention structure zone, which hosts the historic underground and open pit contention mine, but they're more focused towards the south and the southwest, and really around the high-grade silver discovery that we made late last year and reported in late January, with a highlight of hole TR 2416, 569 grams per ton silver equivalent, over 18 ounces silver equivalent over 26 meters. So, quite an exceptional result there, 290 grams silver and almost 3.5 grams silver over 25 meters. And that's really the highest grade silver that we've encountered in the project. So we thought it would be a great place to start and step out and drill around that area to expand it. So that's where the first 7 holes are largely located. And also this news release was an opportunity to disclose that our joint venture partners elected to only partially participate in this round of drilling, and therefore their JV participation has been recalculated to 15% for them and 85% for us. So it's a step in the right direction for us getting 100% of the property.
Simon, just another question regarding these holes. These are RC holes. The total RC program is 3,200 meters. This total program is 5,000 meters. Just remind everybody what you're planning on doing with this blend of RC and diamond drilling.
Yeah, so there's 2 phases to this program. Obviously, the first one is RC drilling. We're drilling 2 pre-collars as part of our RC drilling. So that is reverse circulation drilling for the first 200 meters of the hole, to then be subsequently completed with core drilling, an additional 600 meters plus, depending on what we're seeing in the ground. So 2 of our 7 holes in the southern extension zone are pre-collars. They have casing left in them. They're going to be completed with core. And so our goals for this program are to drill approximately 16 200-meter RC holes, give or take, and then an additional 3 diamond 4 holes, which will be completed from already drilled pre-collars. And so that would be about 3 holes or 1,800 meters for a total of 5,000 meters. So that's what we have budgeted and approved by our joint venture. And so we're, well along the way here with getting the RC portion done. And in a few weeks, we anticipate bringing in a core rig and drilling with that, potentially concurrently with the RC drilling. So we'll see how the timing on that works out, but we'll have an update out on that, probably in early August.
What do you think the turnaround times are going to be for these holes? Look, this is just the early part of this program, and I'm sure you're going to batch some of the results, but any insights on how quickly these labs are going to be able to assay these?
Well, we're hopeful that we'll have them in about 4 weeks, the first few holes. So that's what we've been told by the lab. Obviously, that can change. We don't control that process, but that is what they've guided to. So we're hopeful that that's around, give or take, when we'll get the first results out in about 4 weeks.
All right, let's also talk about this ownership increase for the company, up to 85% from what it was, 78.8%. Can you explain what's going on here? As in, look, you're clearly spending the money. Your JV partner doesn't seem like they've participated in the last few rounds of drilling. So how's this relationship working?
Yeah, so our joint venture agreement has a straight line dilution formula, and it's quite simple. We set a cash call, and there's a period of time where our partners can elect to participate or not. And in this case, they participated only partially. And so that reduced their participation to 15%. And then essentially the joint venture is structured that if either the participants drops below 10%, then they're deemed to be non-participants, and then their interest in the joint venture is reduced to a royalty interest. So that would be in about 5.1% from here if they don't continue to participate.
Do you see a path of 100% ownership then?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for the plans of our partners, obviously, but they do have the right to continue to participate at 15%. So they might choose to do that, or they might choose to simply hang on to the royalty interest. So any your guess is as good as mine, really, but we have taken it from really 75 to 85 in a year with one round of drilling. So I think it's possible that we could increase that even further, but we'll have to see what happens with the next round of work after this drill program, which is really just starting.
Okay, so the next dilution phase would be after this current program. Let's talk about where and how long the rest of this drilling is going to take. Since you have these 7 holes in that southern extension, as you outlined, that was some of the last results from last year's program, some of the best results too. How many more holes are you going to drill down the southern extension, and then where are you moving the drills?
Yeah, we're looking at at least two more holes or three more holes in the southern extension, and then we'll be moving more towards the west side and continuing to or testing our model to see if it continues to grow towards the west. And then that will likely be the conclusion of the RC portion of the program. I think that'll be through the end of August at the pace that we're going at now. And then we hope to have the core rig, which has been contracted and agreed to, but down on site in August as well. And that would be to drill the deeper core holes, testing for the CRD style carbonate replacement deposit style of mineralization that we believe is just below the shallow gold silver oxide zone. So that'll be the first test of that theory, which has been a long time in the making for our team.
All right, well, Simon, not much more to talk about here. Look, you've increased the ownership of the project and you are moving forward with this drill program. So when there are some results, I'm definitely going to follow up with you and everyone if you want to read over that recent news release, and even more importantly, the news releases before where it outlines the launch of this largest drill program to date at the Tombstone Project. Click that link, read over that news, and send me any questions you have for Simon. Simon, thanks for the update today. Keep me up to date when we get some drill results, please.
Corey, thanks a lot for having me on, and we will be certain to keep you updated as the results come in over the next few weeks.